What would you say to a trans child? Are you a feminist? Are you racist? Are you religious? Do you believe in God? What are your current views on veganism? Are you homophobic? Hey guys, today we're finally doing the Q&A as promised. Thank you for 500k. I am getting these from a community post and my Instagram, so if you're not following me there, fix that. What has been your favorite skit to film? I don't know, they're all fun, honestly. I guess Fight for Fairest was so funny. I was laughing throughout that. I will continue. It's just that skits take a very long time, but they are so much fun to film. So I'm thinking I'll probably start posting the skits on the second channel. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. But yeah, just so it has its own home. Also, if you guys ever have topics you want me to cover either here or on the second channel, you can submit them using the link in the description. What was your motivation to start your YouTube channel? I saw how insane woke culture was getting. I didn't really have anyone outside my family to talk about that with, so I started posting to see if anyone else felt the same, and thankfully they did. So it became a way to share my experiences and say things I didn't hear anyone else saying in my life. Career and fame aside, what does being a woman mean to you? XX chromosomes. When the cameras are off and the world's quiet, who are you really? A crazy bitch. Are you part of the Daily Wire? No. I've never been part of the Daily Wire, but I was invited to the Am I Racist premiere, which was very cool. And What is a Woman is what originally inspired me to talk about all the trans issues going on. I also did a few ad reads for them in the past because they were doing sponsorships with some YouTubers. That was a while ago. They've had a little bit of drama since then. But no, I'm not a part of the Daily Wire. How important is self-respect and discipline in your life? It's crucial. Yeah, you have to advocate for yourself, and without discipline, you'll end up saying yes to things that drain you, just to be polite. Are you actually a redhead? But I've actually gotten this question before. My guess is because when I first started my channel, I had this like red glaze in my hair for the summer, so I guess some people were confused. They thought I was a redhead, but I think it's very obvious that it wasn't natural. Apparently not. Here is my natural hair color, in case you're wondering. What's your biggest pet peeve as a YouTuber? People who don't understand sarcasm. I could say something absolutely ridiculous, and there's always gonna be someone who's like, wait, are you being serious? I can't believe you said that. Context clues, guys. Use your brains. What's going on? Also fake YouTubers who pretend, okay, this is a big one, who like to do the whole, I love you, you're my family. That's usually manipulative and very performative, and it's feeding into that parasocial relationship. And I can see through it, I think, a little bit better than the average person because I've met some of these people. You can appreciate your subscribers, and I do, and I value your feedback, but you will never catch me saying, I love everyone, I don't know you. Or you're my family. No, you're not. Sorry. What happens if we don't subscribe? I'm glad you asked this because you will age faster, your enemies will thrive, your loved ones will start pulling away, but no one tells you why. Your coffee will stop tasting good, right? Life gets dull, so subscribe. Or don't, right? Just don't ask me why your life fell apart. It's that simple, really. See, and someone's gonna be like, what? Why are you saying that? Origin of your name. Okay, well, I've only explained this about 10 times, but that's okay because I know some people are new here, so here we go. My birth name was Michelle. Beautiful name, nothing against that. If your name is Michelle, amazing. But my nickname became Misha, partly because of my great-grandfather, and I liked it more, so Misha stuck. All my friends called me Misha, my teachers would call me Misha, my family, everyone. As for my last name, I was born in the US, so we don't add the A at the end. If I was born in Russia, it would be Petrova. That's why some of you, usually Russians, right, ask why my name is Misha Petrov, which is totally fine, by the way, but some people are like, wait, are you aware that Misha and Petrov, they're like male names? Did you know that? I don't think you know that. It's my name. No shit. Do you think I don't know anything about my own name? I am trans name, and I'm proud of it. But you can call me Misha, you can call me Michelle, you can call me Brian. I don't care. Call me whatever you want. I have a lot of anime questions. What is your opinion on Nier from Death Note? Spoiler alert. Now, I get why people dislike Nier. A lot of fans say he's just a childlike knockoff of L. But that was literally the point. Nier and Mello were raised in the whammy house to become the next L. It was the system. That was the point. Do I think Nier is as iconic or emotionally compelling as L? No. But did he do a good job? Yeah. So L is still my favorite, but I do like Nier. I think the hate is forced. Favorite fandom? I mean, maybe Death Note? I don't know. Oh, actually, House, because the memes. What are your anime recommendations? Okay, well, obviously Death Note. Monster's incredible too. Right now I'm watching Naruto because my brother is obsessed with it. He finally convinced me. He told me just get through the early episodes when they're kids. It's not good at first, but then It's amazing. And he was right. It was actually torture getting through those episodes, like early on when they were children, but it's starting to get good. And also I love Gara. So now there's Elle and then Gara. Those are my favorite characters. Okay. Do you or have you ever played video games? I did try playing that Harry Potter video game when it came out, and like every other video game I have ever tried, it made me nauseous. The motion in the game, I can't do it. And I don't really want to, so no. Ты родилась в Америке? See, I can read. Да, в Нью-Йорке. This is actually good. I have to practice my Russian reading skills. Who inspires you most? 100% my grandparents, because they sacrifice so much for my mom, for my brother, for me. I mean, they're so loving, so selfless. It's insane. Like, they're honestly the best grandparents anyone could ask for. They're so strong, they're so hardworking, and they are great role models. So definitely my grandparents. Do you speak Russian or English at home? Well, both. But with my family, weirdly enough, I speak Russian with my grandma, but then English with my mom, grandpa, and brother. I don't know why. That's just kind of how it is. It's a little weird. Vinaigrette or olivier. I think that's how you say it. I don't like that one. I'm sorry. But vinaigrette, it's actually one of my favorite foods ever. It's so good. But without potatoes, no potatoes. No potato. I'm a picky eater, but then some of the things that I like, people will hear it and they're like, I thought you were a picky eater. I'm like, yeah, I am. But the foods that I like, most picky eaters, they wouldn't try. Because they're all about like the chicken fingers and they don't really want to try anything else. For me, it's I think the craziest one is probably, what is it, cow tongue? I had it at this Russian restaurant. Cow tongue. I like it. And I'm sure someone's listening like, what? It's amazing. I don't care. And then there's something else I tried that was kind of weird. Oh, I've had bugs. I don't know. I think I was like craving bugs one day. And I was like, you know what? Bugs would probably taste like chips. It probably just depends on what seasoning you use. So I bought the bugs and they were okay, not bad. Issue is that they taste like grass. But if you put enough seasoning, kind of like chips. Anyway, that was not the original question, but I did feel the need to share that. What's a good Russian meal for someone to try? Pirashki probably. But one thing I would stay away from is холодец. If you like that, interesting. I can't even look at it. I'm so sorry. The closest I've gotten to trying it is like a tiny piece I had. I'm not even going to talk about what happened because if I do, I'll probably feel sick. And for those of you who like it, great. That's so great. What would you say to a trans child? I'm assuming you mean if I had a hypothetical child that came to me and said that they were trans. In that case, I would be patient, I would listen, I'd get them a good therapist, and if they wanted to express themselves through clothes or makeup or haircuts, I'd support all of that, as long as it's age appropriate, of course. And if they wanted to go by some nickname or just a different name in general, fine. I would never force strict gender roles on them. The only thing I would not allow is anything medical or permanent while they're still a child. So no hormones, no surgeries. Once they're 18, they can make those choices for themselves. And if they did choose to medically transition, I would love them the same, because my job would be to support them, to protect them, to help them grow, not rush them into irreversible decisions. Are you racist? No! We're all human beings. I think we should judge people by their character, by their actions, and how they treat others, not by their race. Are you homophobic? No. I respect people's right to live how they want. Two consenting adults, fine, do your thing. Being critical of culture, of certain ideologies, of the belief that you can force someone to use ze, zim, zip pronouns does not mean I hate someone due to their sexuality, or gender, or race, or any of that. How can you help people who are being lied to see the truth? You take them by the shoulders, you shake them, and you scream, wake up! No, realistically though, you can't force someone to see the truth. You can plant the seed though. You can show them the illusion they're buying into calmly. But most people only wake up when the lie starts to hurt more than the truth. What do you think of we English? Well, I like your accents, your old architecture, your breakfast food. Beans are good. Tea time is great. Also the weather, because I love rain. I went to London a few times, and one time I was there in the winter. It was very cold, very gray, just how I like it. What's your dream life look like? I wake up as the undisputed ruler of the world, and all who defy me perish. Next, how old are you? I'm 23, almost 24. Are you religious? Do you believe in God? Religious in the organized, label-heavy sense, no. Do I believe in God? 100% yes. And it's honestly the most fulfilling thing I've ever experienced. I think nothing really compares to the feeling of being anchored to something eternal. That connection brings so much like clarity, peace, purpose. So yeah, definitely. What is your biggest pet peeve, I guess, when you meet someone for the first time? A nick, if you will. People who talk nonstop without ever asking a single question back. People who are too loud. And strangers who reach in for a hug. Absolutely not. If I don't know you, no. I don't even like handshakes. I'll do the handshake thing at events, okay, but that's why I carry hand sanitizer everywhere I go. Something else I realized, like, when traveling, not all countries do this. Like, our culture is very like, oh, hi. What are your current views on veganism? So I respect the ethical reasons behind it, I really do, right? But I have learned that strict rules around food just don't work for me personally long term. I've tried the diet a few times in my life actually, and even with all the right supplements and all that, and getting blood work done, everything was fine, but I felt awful. And I actually expected to feel better, after starting the vegan diet, so I doubt it was psychological. Another thing that has pushed me away is the extreme activism. I understand why people are angry, right? But some activists, they don't know how to channel that anger in a way that actually helps the cause. So screaming at people in grocery stores, threatening them, dumping out milk onto the floor, I don't think it's a good look for the movement. Although I do try to separate the cause from this chaos, right? So to the normal vegans out there, I have nothing against you or your mission. I think it's admirable. I still remain open-minded to it, but the extremes, no. Are you a feminist? Yes. I say that every single time I talk about feminism, and somehow some people still act surprised. Like, I always clarify, right? I don't like modern performative feminism or misandry, obviously. I call it out all the time. But the core idea, equality, voting rights, of course I believe in that, right? I think feminism is especially important in other parts of the world, especially where women still don't have basic rights, where they can't go to school, where they can't speak freely, or are forced into marriages as children. That's where the fight matters most. Any female political commentator, I feel like, especially on the right, who says, I'm not a feminist at all. Okay, I think that's being hypocritical. At the very least, just clarify, I don't align with modern feminism. That I can respect. So yeah, when I get the, oh, but you sound like a feminist here. Yeah, no shit. Probably because I am, and I've said so repeatedly, as the prophecy foretold. Mish Money, okay. Would you rather fight 100 chicken-sized zombies or 10 zombie-sized chickens? Hashtag real questions. Neither. I would manipulate the chickens into fighting the zombies, and then would walk away. Use your brain. What's your cat's name? My cat's name is Eloise. We have some animal questions. So I have the two kitties. Her sister's personality is very different. She doesn't like to cuddle. Eloise does. She's actually a lot more like a dog, I've noticed. Like, she likes to play catch. She can give me her paw. Given how it's Adopt a Cat Month, was that in June, maybe? I don't know. Tell us about your cat. Okay, so I adopted Eloise and her sister, I think in 2018. She also loves belly rubs. Apparently a lot of cats hate that. They don't let the owners touch their bellies. She loves it. She rolls over and waits for it. Can you give me your paw? Does anyone else's cat like the drum roll pats? But some nicknames, right? I call her Monkey. I call her Kitty. I call her Mama. Sometimes I call her Chicken. Pa. She's so smart, I swear. I don't know how to test it. I don't know how to prove it to you. I think her IQ is above average. I'm telling you. This was a little toy that she destroyed. And then I have two German Shepherds. Cat or dog? Cat. Tea or coffee? Coffee. I like tea, but coffee, of course. Favorite season? Fall, then winter, then summer, then spring. I hate the heat and that in-between time, like spring, no. But fall is amazing and winter's great with all the snow. I just love the cold. Also, I was born in the fall, so. Also, there's Halloween and Thanksgiving. Will you eat sourdough bread when you hit 1 million subscribers? I don't know if I can. I hate it so much. Maybe. But that's all for now. Thank you guys so much for 500,000 subscribers. Remember to like, share, comment your thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.